What up, guys? Here we are, Studio B, Keller Williams, flagship of Maryland, Schmidt Home Consultants, and we are here rocking the glasses. Mr. Maryland, USA, one of my favorite people, Tony Pelura.
You're too nice, Stu.
You like that?
I do like that.
I mean, 8 years of this guy. He just does it all for us, right? He has been our business consultant, our accountant, our confidant.
Man, do I have to pay you later?
Oh, no,
that was a very nice intro.
Mic drop, mic drop, mic drop. So we'll get the glasses off here. We've been rocking the glasses all day. So we have Tony Pelura here with Nelson and Pelura CPAs of Serena Park.
That is us.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Summer going well?
Summer's going well. In fact, we just came back from the beach. We had a nice week long vacation.
Wow.
And almost didn't come back.
That's awesome. So Tony, just a part of what Tony does is obviously tax planning.
Correct.
The biggest thing that Tony does is business consultant, quarterly, monthly meetings.
That's correct. Yeah. When we put this firm together, we found that a lot of accountants are really backwards looking. You know, give me your tax information, give me your financials, and we will spit out some numbers for you. Have a nice day. And being a small business owner myself, there's more to it. Basically, the year, the overall, activity that you're doing, that's more important. Taxes are what they are. It's always going to be there, unfortunately. But planning ahead, how do we grow our business? How do we use what our business is doing to further what we want to do in life?
Yeah, that's great. And what I've always loved about Tony, it's always forward thinking as far as what is our business going to do? What are our projections? What do we see in the future? I met Tony, Michelle and I met Tony about 8 years ago.
I think
8 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yeah, and we started a group, Central Arundel Business Leaders and Entrepreneurs. And I know that's a mouthful. We call it CABLE for short. Yeah, so we meet every single month, and we share ideas. And I think that organization has been paramount to further our businesses along.
It really has. I mean, having partners in place, not just, it's more than just referrals. I know everybody thinks networking groups and, hey, we're just going to do referral and give me that. But I know personally from this group, yes, we've gotten referrals, but it's also been a resource. If I have a question when it comes to real estate, I know I can talk to you guys, and it's that way. I know that you will, you can talk to me, and it's not about getting clients and customers back and forth. And our group's got a pretty diverse list of people there, and we use each other as a resource. It's like an internal Google.
Yeah, exactly. Stoogle, we talked about that before in the past, right? And so Tony brings up a good point. We got this group, and we all work together to help each other, and referrals are a small piece of it.
It is.
And it's more of a friendship and a relationship than anything.
And knowledge. We don't know everything. I like sometimes to think that we do know everything, but we don't know everything. And it's good to be able to pick up the phone or shoot an email and just say, I've never heard of this before, or I've got a client that needs some help. So
what's going on down at Nelson and Pelura? You guys expanded last year.
So we're
what's going on?
We're inching to do it again.
Okay.
We just put an ad out. What's today? Wednesday. So Monday to get another accountant in.
Nice.
My partner, who will always be a part of Nelson and Pelura, obviously his name's in there. But he's slowed down quite a bit.
Sure.
He'll come in during tax time, but we need another full-time accountant that'll probably handle financial reporting, QuickBooks types of things, and a little bit of consulting and stuff like that.
And how many clients does your firm typically work with?
So in total, we just ended last year. We had a little over 550 clients. It was like 558. So that's a lot of clients, especially for a small firm such as ours. But when you break it out, a lot of clients, we don't need to have that discussion. They're either individuals, very small businesses or something, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And of that, there's probably about 300 that you really need to have that, close relationship on a monthly basis with. So.
And what is your ideal client? Is it small business owners? Is it?
I would say a small to mid-size business. What we've found is that big businesses can have an internal person. They've got a controller, they got an AR, AP, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You know, the smaller to the mid-size, they still need those services. They need somebody as a financial consultant, but they can't hire, you know, somebody. Sometimes a CFO is going to cost you $100,000 a year.
Yep.
And we've done that. So an ideal client would be somebody that is all the way from just starting out to a mature, but they need that extra piece that's there.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys have been that resource to kind of help some businesses grow. What is your firm? Who do you have on your firm now? Because I know there's some different names that I've talked to.
Yeah, we do. So Samantha is up front.
Okay.
She handles all of our scheduling, you know, kind of client relations. You need something faxed, you need something printed.
Director of First Impressions.
100%.
There you
and
go.
She actually takes care of my schedule, which is very important because my schedule's all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, so there's a nugget for you guys, time blocking. We talk about that
100%.
quite a bit as you meet some of these business owners through this portal. I think time blocking comes up a lot.
Most important thing. In fact, this may be more of like a business tidbit or something.
Yeah.
But one of our first hires was not another accountant. It was what you might call an office manager, an admin person, because that is very important. If you know, you can focus on other things when you're not worried about scheduling, and calling, and all that kind of stuff. So Samantha handles that. Alex is our staff accountant now. She's a staff accountant.
Okay.
She has recently become licensed in Maryland, and so she handles a lot of the personal and small business tax returns and things like that. So she's been huge. And Cy Nelson of the Nelson, he's still with us. He handles mostly estate work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
you guys are growing, man. That's awesome. And I like what you said about Director of First Impressions. And it sounds like you keep people in their lanes.
Yes.
Or they keep you in your lanes.
They keep me on my lane more than anything else.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone has to have a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to know. Now, that doesn't mean, again, most of the people even watching, hearing us, they may say, yeah, but you got to be everything. You're a small business. You kind of do. But that helps. Yeah. Everybody kind of has to know where they're coming from, where they need to be for it to run smooth. And it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Well, that's good. I mean, how long have you been in business?
So I think this is our 6th year.
6th year.
Yeah.
Okay.
As our current, partnership,
foundation.
The way we had the foundation.
Yeah. Yep. So when you say partnership, that's you and Cy.
Me and Cy.
And then obviously you have Samantha and Alex. And then you're looking for that.
We're looking for
and
that.
You've had interns
one extra.
in the past.
We've had some interns in the past, which we still do.
Yeah.
We are a part of the Maryland Society of Accountants mentor program. So we have had interns come in.
Are you looking for interns now?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
So there's a good nugget for
love it.
College.
Yep. And
high school kids. Maybe.
And we've had internships in both ways, as maybe you have too. Some are like a paid internship or something, but most of them are for college credit. I need this to get to my next level, which I think is great.
Yeah.
We also go to several of the high schools around the area, and I guess the easiest way to say is teach a financial literacy.
Okay.
That's through the Maryland Society of Accountants as well.
Nice.
And that's been enjoyable.
Okay. Are you from this area?
I am.
Born and raised.
Originally from Davidsonville.
Wow.
Well, born in D.C.
Born in D.C. Okay. We won't hold that against them. But another Maryland guy coming back to his community, helping out. So I know you do a lot of charity stuff, sports. Yep. What does that do for Tony?
Well, it's relaxing, if that makes any sense. So one of the organizations that I actually sit on the board with is a local lacrosse club, the Sidewinders. They're affiliated with Crofton. I know you do some stuff.
Yeah, we've been in some meetings together, some Crofton Athletic Council meetings.
It's I have 4 children as well. So some people go, what, you don't have enough to do?
Exactly.
Add this on there. So, but it's, yes, my boys play. I have three sons and 1 daughter, and they all play. But it's enjoyable. I like the sport. I played the sport, but it's great to see an outlet for these kids.
Yep.
And I think I know that you're with baseball and things like that. And you probably feel the same way.
Yep.
So that's been great. My daughter is an Irish dancer.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've done some work with a campaign called Be Positive.
Okay.
And it's just about imaging, feeling good about yourself and things. So my daughter's been a part of that we've
So
helped.
it's kind of like a mindset.
Exactly.
Stay positive. Yeah. That's good. Do you do like talks with them, or is it more national stuff?
Yeah, it's more of a national thing.
Okay.
But we've been a big supporter of that.
Yeah. That's good.
But we love the local charities.
Yeah.
Love the local charities.
And what I love about Tony is sometimes I just randomly see him at these events and I'm like, hey, Tony's everywhere. And Tony, he's got 4 kids, yet he's still pouring back in the community. He's still helping small businesses. He's still involved in different Chesapeake Rail producers. We've interviewed Rachel and her organization.
Which is great, by the way.
And it was just ironic. I was reading the magazine and I see it, and I'm like, man, our worlds are like so parallel. Right. And I think that's what attracted Michelle and I to your organization. And so when we do some of this business to business stuff, we got little nuggets and tidbits. We know it's about the relationship.
It totally is.
And being able to pick up the phone and get the answer that you're looking for.
And I'm very happy. I'm very, I know as hard as you work as well, you work hard, but it's nice to be able to have the opportunity to say, we can do these things. And we can get back a little bit. So that's great.
Yep. So this year, 2019, how's it going?
Well, first of all, it's too fast. I feel like we're August.
I thought you were going to say it's 2020 or something.
No, it's August 7th. I feel like we have, no time left. But it's been a good year. This has been our busiest year.
Yep.
We've added a lot of things. We've gotten a lot of clients coming in, so that's great. I'm very appreciative and thankful. That we have such a base that wants to be with us, wants to use our services. So I'm very thankful.
Have you ever thought about just like a group resource where you bring like different business owners together, because Tony's time's so limited, and you have maybe like an hour in the afternoon and different businesses are meeting each other? Have you ever considered something like that?
I would love to have something like that. Time is probably your biggest enemy on that, and just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But I think something like that would be
that's what this video series, all of our video series kind of spun from time.
Yes.
Because we can put a recording down and we can share that forever.
Right.
And we're able to pass that on generation to generation.
Yeah.
Your 4 kids, what do they say about Tony?
I don't know if we can repeat that on the air. No, they're wonderful kids. So my daughter is 15. She's going to be a sophomore at Spalding this year. And then I have 3 boys, a 13-year-old, 10, soon to be 11, and a 9, soon to be 10.
Nice.
I think they're pretty. I have one son that wants to be an accountant.
Okay.
So my oldest.
Well, there you go.
He comes in.
That's good.
He adds some numbers up together, and we go to lunch.
Well, no wonder he loves it so much.
That's his favorite part.
That's just, hey, when are we going to lunch? I'll be there at 11:30.
He goes, when are we going to have that business lunch?
That's right.
All right, let's go.
That's good. And make sure you have to talk about business. So
we do talk about business. Yeah, you got to get that right off.
100 years from now, what do they say about Tony?
I hope that they say, probably cliched as anything else, but I hope they say he left the community better than we found it.
Okay.
I hope that there are people, there are businesses, there are individuals, there are organizations that took something that I did or said and used that to be better than they were, or help them get to that next level. That makes me feel very good.
Yeah. And you pick up on Tony there when he talks about the next level. I think you've pushed us to get always to the next level.
Thank you.
And
hope so.
Really saying, this is an avenue that you should use. This is a strategy that you should use. These last couple of years in taxes have been a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, and they're just changing again, by the way. I'll tell everybody out there, there's a new form that's coming out for 19. Yeah.
And as politicians and government changes things, you're always first and foremost to know about that, and giving us ideas that say, hey, this is the strategy that wealthy people are using. And we've learned to surround ourselves.
And that's the point. Trying to be a little bit, not everybody is Apple.
Yeah.
But we still need to utilize some of the tools that somebody like Apple's going to use.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. They're there for us to use them. So let's use them.
What's something on my mind? What's like the craziest small business you work with? You have like that cat, like toenail, like nipper person? Like what's like the funniest business model?
Let's see. I'm trying.
That's
a good question.
Like ice cream out of a station wagon, or I'll just don't use any of these business ideas. You gotta trademark them with me.
So I do have a business that they rent animals for parties and things like that. So they don't do the parties, but they rent the animals, and I have become fairly well versed in the depreciation of animals.
Okay, interesting.
Because cows, goats, chickens, sheep, they have different depreciation schedules.
Okay.
They expense themselves over.
Okay, so it's not 7 years like my stove and my refrigerator.
Ponies in particular, I want to say they're 5.
Is this based on life expectancy or what?
I have no. This
is
tax,
hilarious.
This is tax code.
I love this stuff.
This is tax work.
So you gotta tell me, is there like a tax code with like all these animals on it?
Yes.
Really?
This particular company has a list of ponies, sheep.
Wow.
Things like that.
This is interesting because I just saw on my Instagram channel the other day somebody was holding a baby kangaroo at the beach. There's a restaurant there, and so I don't necessarily like that they have this kangaroo there. However, it just seems to be what they're all holding. So that's
it's a write-off. Yeah,
it's a write-off.
It's exciting when I hear from this client because they say, "Oh, we got a new pony," and do
you have like snakes and reptiles?
No, none of that.
Just more like mammals.
Just mammals. Just mammals. Never gotten into snakes and reptiles and things like that. But there's, I'm always amazed. I have to say the ingenuity of, we're a pretty small bubble here in the U.S. Just the amount, the differences, the ingenuity of people to make a business.
Yeah,
it's really fun. That's the best part of this job.
Well, I think that's what's interesting about America in general is the capitalism and the opportunity, right? And so when politics aside, people want to come here for opportunity.
They do. Yep.
And it's infinite to them.
And they can do it.
And they can do it. And these guys and girls that put their mind to it, it just amazes me how they can forward think like you talked about earlier.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat to see. And it's very exciting. It's almost like a baby. I mean, I use you guys as an example. You watch something go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And it's just it just moves because they have that drive. It's awesome.
And so you have this unique opportunity, 558 businesses. You get to learn from all of them, it sounds like.
Exactly. And there is always learning. Yeah. I mean, I tell my kids that the same. Don't stop learning. Yeah. Don't just read something. Don't just memorize something. Yeah. Learn it. And you can always learn something from somebody else. Yeah. Always.
Tony touched on this a couple minutes ago about time blocking. And I'm going to share a story that he and I have talked about a few times. We were looking to hire photographers for our wedding. And Tony said, call my wife, Catherine. She can be your photographer. And we thought, okay, no problem. Come down to Annapolis, shoot 5 or 6 photos, $100, right? So we call Catherine and she gives us a price. And Stu just about fell out of his chair. And she said to me, Stu, this is a Saturday. This is time away from my family. And in order for me to do it the right way, professional, this is what I charge. And I had a swift kick in the ego because I couldn't negotiate a better price. Yet at the end of the day, I had so much more respect for her and you and your family that it really changed my business, because I started to realize here this woman is doing photography on the side at a professional level, and yet she's still time blocking and realizes what's most important.
It is very important.
And we had to take a step back in our business and say, this woman is exactly right. And this wasn't a real estate class that I learned this from. This wasn't, Zig Ziglar.
She's much smarter than I am.
Yeah, and prettier. Right?
That's true.
We've both, what do they call it, reached, and our wives have settled.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And I love sharing that story, and obviously I can share it with Tony because it is, his family. And she just taught me that if you're going to do something that is taking time away from what's most important out of life, it darn well better be worth it. And
it's a hard thing to learn. I think when you're self-employed or running a business, I think it's a hard thing to learn on how do you price yourself.
Yep.
I know we have a lot of real estate clients, and I'm sure you see this all the time. That pushback. Why should I pay you 5%?
That commission,
or 2.5%, or whatever it is.
X percent.
X percent. Right. And you don't do anything. open the door for me. But I have this conversation with other people. This is a professional service. There's an expertise here. There is, if everything was so easy, we'd do everything ourselves.
Yep.
So it's a hard thing to learn. It takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while to learn it.
Yep. I think that, and being around bigger thinkers, business-minded individuals that are seeing things at a different level, it helps us truly gauge it, and it gives you some validity, and it gives you some opportunity to say, this makes the most sense for me.
And you have to do it. I'll never forget when I first started, there's another CPA that I look upon almost as another mentor, and she was great. She still practices today, and she always said, think about what you're doing, don't apologize for what you're presenting, what you're doing. She goes, don't pick up every penny that comes across. She goes, you'll drive yourself crazy. You got to pick what type of business do you want to be? What client do you want? What type of person do you want to be?
Yeah, we talked about that in one of our other sessions, is writing down your ideal client.
Yep.
And I learned that in a mastermind that I had about a month ago. And it's like, okay, I want this person with this need and this level of education and this level of income. And when you can kind of walk through that, not every person fits.
That's true.
Your client.
And that's not good or bad.
And that's not good or bad.
It just is what it needs to be.
Yeah, when you have your niche, and it helps you be Nelson and Pelura be that much better for that many more people.
It has. But even we've struggled with that. Yeah. It was a learning curve.
Yeah.
So we'll learn again next year.
You either win or you learn, right?
That's true.
There is no losing in business, especially small business, right? So many have struggles in their first year, their first 3 years. When you're with somebody like your company that can help them through that and get them to the next step, and say, okay, yes, you might have had a loss for 3 years, yet the loss has been less than what it was before. And you look at getting through the infancy stage, and then to mature, to growth and to maturity.
Right. Which goes back to, that's one of the greatest feelings, is to kind of say that hopefully we were there to help you.
Yeah.
Get that. It's awesome to see when people come back and go, man, we had our best year ever. And you go, that's great. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, that's like what I always say to clients is, I want to look like 5 years from now, and we're sitting on a beach, and they say, thank you for helping my family do this, or earn this, or create this legacy of wealth, or whatever that is. And it's not just a transactional.
No, it can't be
base. It's transformational.
Right.
So what's next for,
So let's see what's next. Well, we're gearing up for an exciting 2019 tax season. Okay. Because that will change once again, as it always does. Like I said, we're expanding, which will help us help our clients better. But we're pretty happy right now.
That's good.
We're in a good
Change
place.
is constant.
Change is always constant. Change is always there.
And it sounds like you're not comfortable where you are, yet you're always looking to where you want to get to.
Yes, there's no limit. I've had this question before. How big do you want to be, or what's the next? Do you want 7 branches of Nelson and Pelura? There's not a finite to that. It's more of, we are going to do what we do. We're going to try and provide the best service we can with the infrastructure that we had. If we need to grow, we will grow, and we'll see where that takes us. There
presents itself. Yeah.
I don't want to put a box around it.
Yeah, that's good. What do you got for the new guys that are out there that are finishing their CPA or getting into the finance world?
I don't know. Go be a financial advisor. You play a lot more golf. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, financial advisors.
I've seen his golf game.
It's horrible.
He does not play golf.
Yeah, that's true. So this is a hard one. The advice. There's not many of us out there. Everybody thinks there's a ton of accountants, especially in Severna Park. There's 100 of us.
Yep.
But there's not many of us out there. It can be a taxing industry. Haha.
Yep. No pun intended.
It's all these things are very time sensitive. I got a letter. I got to have it filed by this date. I got to do this. And I think that can wear on you. And what we found is young students that come out, it's much more exciting to be the CFO of something, or the advisor.
Yep.
But there's work involved, and there's also a lot of you got to do your continuing education, 40 hours every year.
That's every year.
Every year.
Wow.
You gotta just keep up. It's constantly changing.
Yep.
There's nothing that's finite. What I try and tell them though is be bigger than a tax return.
Yep.
Go out there, learn from these businesses.
There's a box there.
What do you
bigger
see?
Than a tax return.
Exactly. What do you see that's these, even out of school, you have some knowledge that others don't have, use it.
Yep.
What would you do in that situation?
Well, I think everybody has different levels of value that they can provide and service and foundation. And so when you talk about, they're coming out of college or coming out of being getting their CPA, and they have different strengths and weaknesses that other people
do. Yeah.
Strengths and opportunities.
And use it. But there's a lot of opportunity out there because our industry allows itself. You can be a confidant, you can be a counselor, you can be a financial guru to them, you can do taxes, you can do auditing, there's all these little branches. Too many times we lump ourselves accountant. Well, you can do a lot more than that if you want to. So it's exciting for these new guys because even the big four, they're more consultant now than they are tax and accounting. I mean, it's so there's a lot of opportunity. I think it's a great time to get out of school.
Well, I think Tony brings up some valid points, right? Opportunity presents itself at such a high level right now. Nelson and Pelura, Ritchie Highway.
692, Ritchie Highway.
I was going to throw that in there, but I didn't want to get the numbers screwed up.
No, it's 692, Ritchie Highway.
692, Ritchie Highway is right in the heart of Serena Park, basically.
Yep. We will be there for a long time.
Be there for a long time. And I believe in what their company presents. And Tony wouldn't be here today, obviously, if we didn't support his team and his his beliefs. And so we thank you for being here.
Well, we thank you for that. And again, that's the best compliment. It's just for somebody, some client to say, hey, you helped us. Thank you.
Well, you know where to find Tony, Nelson and Pelura CPAs, obviously on the web somewhere.
npcpa.net. npcpa.net.
There you go. You know better than I do. On Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, reach out and find us. You know where to find Stuart and Michelle Schmidt. YouTube, 443-795-3136.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to you soon. That's a wrap.